We're going to talk about a very important topic today. My name is George Houssney, and what's your name?
My name is Elias.
And we want to talk to those of you who may be even thinking about marrying a Muslim man or a Muslim woman, and you are Christians. So, Brother Elias, share with us, and I'll share my opinion.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the reason, the main reason, one or two, why a Christian should not marry a Muslim?
I think one of the main reasons that came to my mind right now is that as a Christian, if you marry someone that's not a Christian, life would be different. Jesus said we cannot mix light with darkness. So if I believe I'm Christian and I believe I have the light inside of me, which is the Holy Spirit, which is God, and then I marry someone that doesn't have that light inside of them, life will be a conflict. Not because they're Muslim or Jewish or Judy, whatever they are, but that they don't have that light. That's the main issue, I think.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
This reminds me of a verse in the Bible that you were referring to.
Yeah.
There's no fellowship between light and darkness.
Yes, that's true.
So لا شرك بين النور والظلمة.
I mean,
But I want to approach it from also, this is the spiritual answer, from a practical answer. If you are a woman marrying a Muslim man, you have to realize what you are doing for your children and for your future. Because in Islam, if he's not willing to convert and become a Christian, in Islam the children belong to him, not to you. So if there's any divorce, any inheritance issues, you have to follow Islamic law. And I know of no less than 10,000 situations in America where the man marries a woman, they bear one or two children, and then without her knowledge, he gets them passports and they travel back to the country, and she never sees her children again and does not know how to reach them. And so this has happened to many people. It may not be this extreme, but still in his mentality, he will not allow the children to go to the church. They have to go to the mosque, even though before marriage, he could promise you that he will give you freedom.
and again, I mean, I agree with this, but also, I mean, each situation is different. So you might find a Muslim who married a Christian and they're happy together, but I think the only way that they're going that way is because they're careless, you know. But if they really were practicing both sides, there will be a conflict. So
Sure.
you know, light with light is always for the best, better life for the children, for issues of life and every obstacle along the way.
Well, you also want your husband to be a leader spiritually, and if he's a
Yes.
Muslim, even though he lets you go to church and take your children, even if that happens, to church, you don't have the fellowship at home to pray for family issues, problems, and you can't solve problems from a biblical perspective, so you'll find yourself in clashing with your husband on many, many issues. And I speak from experience of having counseled many, many couples like that.
I also believe that let's take it this way. If I'm a Christian and I work at a place where it doesn't glorify God, if I'm a true Christian, I will not be able to last over there for a long time, because
right.
it'll be hard for me I'll be dry spiritually.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be functioning right. And so that's the same thing with marriage. If we marry from the other side and there's no boundaries, spiritual boundaries and all that, life would be harder. So there's a lot of things to it.
I'm actually quite surprised, even though I've seen it happen. Why would a Christian woman ever think of marrying a Muslim man? Do you have any idea why you think they do that?
Sometimes they go with just the personality, or like the person itself, and they don't care about the rest.
Yeah,
That's one
they're
side
attracted
of it.
to the
Attracted
person.
to the person. The other thing might be less of knowledge, because if you really do the research on why should you or shouldn't you, I think you would step back and think more.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
Well, the problem I see is that many Muslim men are very attractive because they're very romantic. They give generous gifts. They give you attention that an American treats you not so well. But this changes after marriage, from my experience. Do you agree?
That could be right. Most of the times, when it comes to that part of it, yeah. Again, that's not in every case,
Yeah.
so we can't generalize, but yeah, most likely that would, from the stories that we hear,
Yeah. But maybe one very serious issue that you need to consider if you're considering marrying a Muslim is that a Muslim man marries one, but he's allowed to marry more.
right?
And that puts him in a mindset of always looking for another woman. And many women have told me that they see their husband with another woman eating dinner, or they hear about it, and they ask him, so I have the right, I can look for another woman. And that may be a second woman, or he'll divorce you to marry the other one that he likes more. But it's not about loyalty to you, it's more of his mentality that I'm open to marrying more people.
That's absolutely
So
right.
that is a very serious thing. We can't cover in a short video all the issues, but please consider talking to a Christian spiritual leader and be open to learning all you can before you embark into such a dangerous act. You
Amen
have
to
a
that.
last word?
Bless you, and I hope that this conversation will help you, and I encourage you to meet that spiritual leader that would help you with any question and anything that we need in life, because that's a serious topic and we all need to learn more about it.
Thank you very much.